Guys, you see, what Kpekus cannot do does not exist. Especially to a man who follows everything in skate. Because I believe that if 2Baba did not go to Natasha, Natasha wouldn't have turned 2Baba a legend, or will I say a former legend, to a handbag, because that is what Natasha have turned 2Baba right now. She have turned him to a handbag that she carries everywhere. Oh my God. Someone was saying on the comment section the other day that before now, if you want to see 2Baba, you must pay a fine. You have to book an appointment to see him. But these days, 2Baba is seen everywhere, even to the point that a lot of people have started reacting, telling Natasha to please have mercy on 2Baba. Someone like VDM the other day was telling Natasha, please have mercy on this man. Don't turn him to your handbag. He is a legend. But I doubt if he is still a legend. Because we all know that what made 2Baba a legend is his music career. Yes, so he was doing great in his music career, and all thanks to Annieidibia. Because if you guys remember, the other time that 2Baba came out to say that his account was not hacked, that he yarn what he yarn, that he is the one who said he is divorcing Annie. Annie went ahead and wrote an emotional message reminding Two-Face that he had been the only love of her life for 25 years. I'm sure they dated for like 3 years or so before they later got married, you know. And for this 25 years, Annie have been a very supportive system to 2Baba. As a matter of fact, Annie told us on her emotional message to 2Baba that the first music record that 2Baba did, Annie sold her father's motorcycle and gave the money to 2Baba to go and do the recording of the music. And 2Baba's mother was there. All of them, they were there. You know, she was even begging 2Baba, but right now, Annie have had it up to here. So she have decided to be on her own. As a matter of fact, this time a lot of people are saying kudos to her because she no longer send if 2Baba is married to Natasha or if 2Baba is leaving her. As a matter of fact, she even dropped 2Baba's name, of which Natasha did not waste time to pick. 2Baba don't turn to handbag to Natasha, my people. Now, information have it that people have started telling 2Baba that, look, what makes you a legend is your music career. Are you trying to dump your music career to be a handbag to Natasha? To follow Natasha everywhere? It don't make sense, so it don't make sense at all. A lot of people have started saying that you are a former legend, that you are no longer a legend. And that is because the way things are turning out right now, it is confusing to a whole lot of people. And that is how they said his PA was telling him that, guy, you need to enter back to studio. Go back to studio. Because during the time that you were trending, reigning, it's his studio who made you what you are. Yes, you need to go back to studio. That even the video them who have made so much name for themselves, they still enter studio till today. Even Whiskey did them, they still enter studio till today. And one thing you should know about social media is that now that you are kind of going back on your career, a lot of upcoming are trending. Before you know it, you will be forgotten. And you are still young. You need to keep pushing. And that is what they said Annie is very good at. Annie is that one woman who will always remind 2Baba that, look, this is what people know you for, and you have to keep doing it. Most times they said Annie will even suggest music for 2Baba. Annie will drag 2Baba to studio even when he is not ready. And by so doing, 2Baba will come up with something and they will start practicing. Before you know that, most times they will be on their bed practicing. And that's how a supportive husband, a supportive wife, that's what a supportive wife does. we all know that Annie is a very big supportive system to 2Baba. Even though a lot of people are saying that Annie's love is so harsh, that she is so radical, this, that, let me tell you, 2Baba himself, they said he cried today in the studio that he is missing Annie. And that is because after his PA advised him to go back to studio, he tried, as they tried so much to convince him. And maybe luckily for him, Annie, Natasha went to somewhere. But my people, they say something happened. After Annie returned back to Lagos, 2Baba wanted to go and collect something from his house. Remember that throughout the time that Annie left Lagos to India for her treatment, 2Baba never looked back. He did not even call Annie to ask her how far, how is it going, this, that. He did not even bring any kobo for Annie's treatment. And then his mother was lamenting bitterly that he have abandoned everything. And that was when the mother came on social media to say that Annie is using, that Natasha is using something to hold her son. But a lot of people are saying that maybe the bead is just ordinary thing, or maybe it's speculous that they have used to hold 2Baba tight, But whichever way, we don't care. What matters is that they said the moment Annie returned back, that was when 2Baba said he wants to go and collect something. And Natasha said no. But later they said Two-Face left without Natasha's consent. And ever since then, 2Baba now have a bodyguard assigned to him by Natasha. They said, excuse me, one of the Natasha's bodyguards follows Two-Face around. Even to the point that that day that he went to the studio to go and see if there is something he can do for himself, the one of the bodyguard also followed him. And the reason for following him is that if he makes any attempt to get closer to Annie, they will report back to Natasha, who will take serious action against 2Baba. My people, that was how they said when 2Baba now entered studio, 2Baba started singing. Let me just play what he sang to tell you that 2Baba is no longer a legend. It takes only God's grace for him to be recognized as a legend again. But before he burst out crying, because they say he cried inside the studio, that was when he said, oh, I miss my wife, I miss Annie. But before that, let me just play what he sang in the studio for you guys. You will understand. So guys, I'm sure you heard what 2Baba was singing. I am weak. If they scatter their medulla, and they said when 2Baba sing this in up to 3 or 4 times, he couldn't coordinate. The next thing he did was, okay, when others burst out laughing, 2Baba started crying. And after crying, they said he sang a song that he sang in the olden days. Even when he was singing it, the thing wasn't rhyming. When he sang that he disobeyed his mother, and life started being miserable for him. He disobeyed his mother, and things can't scatter for him. And when he sang this music, he remembered what the mother told him about Natasha, and they said he cried. He really cried. That was when he said, oh, if Annie was here, if Annie were to be here, Annie would have known what to do. To tell you that Annie have been a great supportive system to 2Baba, even in his music career. And at that point, they said one of the bodyguards that Natasha have assigned to be following 2Baba around told him that you should forget everything about Annie, or that Annie is now in the past, that they all understand your ordeal, but just know that Annie is now in the past. And don't even think about her again, because it is going to cause so much problem between you and Natasha. Because Natasha, they say one of that bodyguard told 2Baba that it be like say you never know our madam so much. Please don't even put yourself into trouble by talking about Annie in this thing. That was how they said a lot of people come and console 2Baba, letting him know that it is going to be all right. But how is it going to be all right when Natasha have turned him completely to a handbag? When is he having time to practice and come and deliver? or go to studio and do better. My people, wonder they say shall never end. Some people, they do not know what they have, not until they lose it. Someone like Iyo Edochie. Anyway, guys, I just saw this and they said let me come and share it with you. I want to tell you that they are all alleged information. Share this video, subscribe to my channel, and follow my page. And thank you for watching. I love you guys. Bye. See you.